Coach, we've heard from the quarterback, heard a lot about the offense, talking to Coach Malzahn about it, but he also talked a lot about the defense, and kind of give us your assessment as spring is winding up right now.
Well, these last 4 days, I mean, historically, and going through a lot of spring practices, you get to 11 or 12, or you have a spring game before you finish practice. I mean, usually guys cash it in, you know, and they just kind of put in their time and just kind of show up and go. And I couldn't be more pleased with the effort that we've gotten the last 2 days with these guys. And even right before then, we started to see some progress. But, I mean, for this to be, you know, number 14 and to go out and really play hard. You know, we'll go watch the tape and see, and there'll be obviously things to get better at doing, but I couldn't be more pleased with the mentality and their attitude about giving to their teammates and coming out. So that's the most encouraging thing. I think we did. The light came on with most of our guys here, you know, in the last couple of days, and we've really grinded on, man, what can we hang our hat on? Here's the base stuff that we want to do. Now we can go with some bells and whistles later on, and we get to fall camp. But I think right now that we can step aside and say, okay, here's what we can do well, and here's what we got to tweak.
Do you think kind of the combination of the staff change and so many guys graduating made it easy for these guys to buy into the notion that every job is up for grabs?
Well, I think it's the attitude that we went into. Yeah, obviously that with a brand new staff and everybody having a chance at it without even saying that. You know, that's ironic that there's not one time that we came in here and said, hey, every job's up for grabs. But every job has been up for grabs, you know, and because we've made some changes. If a guy, you know, was inconsistent, then he had to work his way back in there. If a guy was consistent and busting it, then he got more work and did some things. So I love the attitude of these guys. I love their personality. We had some leadership that evolved. One thing that we've said, we got to stay in the now. You know, I ask them, hey, what time? You know, what time is it? And my wife says now. You know, and so now it is important to get ready for the summer. We got to get better this summer. We got to this point. Okay, we did have some things that worked out for us, but the now is what's important, and the now is finish school well, but get better this summer.
You had a couple guys banged up at one point during the spring, and I know Coach Malzahn, you mentioned depth would be an issue going forward. How do you feel about the depth of this team right now compared to early in the spring?
Well, a lot better, an awful lot better. You know, we got Sterling Young back the last couple of days. He was still not full speed. We didn't want to get him, and he was cut loose by the doctor. But we just said, hey, let's don't be foolish and get him out there and do something. And Q Lee, getting him back out there. We did the same thing with him. That's going to help us at two critical spots. You know, where we need some help and some depth at linebacker and at safety. I think our D-line, where we weren't sure who was going to shake out of the mix, Amos had a real good spring. Obviously, Ryan brought it every day. Ryan Carruthers brought it the attitude and the work ethic every day. Is what, like he says, that's what I do, and that's what he did. So, you know, we feel good about that. We're still looking forward to getting some other guys in here, sprinkle some recruits who look really good. But I'm just, you know, I like where we are right now. Right now, I mean, obviously, you know, I'm glad we're not going to Oregon tomorrow, but like where we are right now with depth and scheme-wise.
There's a player, Charleston Gurley.
Yeah.
Most of us don't really know anything about him. It doesn't seem like anything knows much about him. He's like the most interesting man in the football business and the most mysterious. What's kind of been your impressions of him, and what do you know about him? You know,
and Kevin asked me earlier that, you know, where did he come from? And he was here when I got here. So there's a lot of guys that were like that. But he's been a guy that comes to work every day, does his job, doesn't try to get attention, just works, does what he's asked to do, coached, keeps getting better, sits on the front, takes great notes, and he's gotten so much better, and he's really shown up. Today's practice, he had the best day that he's had. He probably had 2 or 3 sacks. He had some other plays, but he showed up and doing some things, and that just says a guy that keeps doing it, keeps coming to work. So I don't know where he's been, but I'm glad he's here. So again, we're in the now.
Right. The previous staff always said this. You guys have said it over and over again. They're good guys. They're good guys. They like each other. They all get along with each other. They're really good guys. And when you talk about their attitude at practice 14, they showed up with a good attitude again.
No doubt. No question. You get a little, the only thing that scares you about that, you keep complimenting them and they get complacent. Well, you can't help it. When these guys do what you ask them to do, and we challenged them, and we said, man, what a great we told them yesterday, what a great accomplishment today could be, being number 14, if we went out there and really brought the energy and really brought your head with your assignments and your responsibility. Well, they did that, man. So that's pleasing. That's really pleasing, and I think there are a lot of givers. There's a lot of givers. They want to do well. They want to do well for their teammates, and there's no question. I mean, they're good guys. They're good guys. They're going to get better as football players. They have gotten better, but they're good people. I really, really enjoy being around them every day.